All right, welcome back to the New Equity Network show. Your host, Michael Yoruba, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KVCE 1160 AM channel, DFW's Business Authority, and also co-hosting Ed Baxter. All right, on this segment, we've got a woman that does remarkable things for people, for our CEOs, places that they can go out and present themselves in a much better light to carry the corporate image and their personal brand to the next level. Erin Heit, she's the CEO of CEO IR Bootcamp. Erin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Good to be here.
I'm glad you're here. All right, tell us, if you can, just a little bit of background. You've worked with some mammoth companies. You've taken them to the next level, and then you came up with CEO IR Bootcamp. But give us a little background on who you are, how you came up with this concept, and then we'll get into what CEO IR Bootcamp does.
Okay. My background's been building brands, studied marketing in school, 9 countries, came back and was very fortunate to team up with a startup operation in New York known as Vitamin Water, the now popular brand of Vitamin Water. So when I was working at that company, it was very driven on making sure that the brand had a position in the marketplace, that the brand had a personality, and that was secure. However, during that process and seeing when you're out there promoting the brand and trying to break into the marketplace, it's really the people behind the brand, and mostly the founder and CEO of the company, that has to be sellable, that has to present well, that has to present their brand well, because they're really the gatekeepers of their operation. So with that first experience, the founder and I really took notice of that and almost created a whole separate marketing plan on how we were going to market him. And it turned out to be very successful. And I was fortunate that he was an easy CEO to work with at the time. But that really turned me on to seeing that in business, there really is a couple different things to brand, your product or service or business, and then really the executives behind it. And if the CEO or founder is going to be that main person, then really drilling down on him or her. So fast forward, I sort of carried that lesson and experience to multiple startup companies along the way, and served to be pretty successful, with that outlook, and as a result, ending up selling a couple of those brands to Coca-Cola for, huge amounts of money. And I think that the whole package really helped. And then I had an interesting turn where I started joining companies that were publicly traded. And to me, that opened up my eyes even more, the importance of making sure the CEO of the company is marketable. And, now with all the experience and the success stories that I have under my belt, I decided to provide a service for CEOs in the publicly traded arena to offer them a one-day intensive training, bringing in some of my most effective professional service providers all under one roof, all in one day, to really drill down on multiple angles to get that CEO to realize the importance of his or her presentation.
Yeah, I can see how you would come to that conclusion. Ed, I think Ed's got a question for you.
Sure.
Well, we all remember that statement where we used to say you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Right.
And having been to many money shows myself and met a lot of CEOs, one thing I've found is that sometimes it's not the story, it's the storyteller. How do you help the storyteller?
Yeah, well, that's a very good point, and that's, one of the points that I'm trying to drive home with this CEO IR Bootcamp. The way we help that person that's telling the story is, we made sure that they have the fundamentals, which really is simple corporate message points, not to overwhelm the audience with so many different points of an operation and what their business is. A lot of these CEOs get so excited about their company that they're all over the place and you've lost the audience. So we really try to pull what's relevant today, what's relevant to the audience, and pick 5 very well-stated, concise message points that's going to resonate with the audience, capture them, and then later on, if they want to go into detail, that will come. So fundamentals first. Then furthermore, we really do give them a appearance makeover consultation, making sure that they physically are pleasing to look at, professional. The whole unfortunate thing about today's society is you really are judged based on appearances or, at first glance, like you're saying, first impressions. So we want to make sure that CEO feels sharp, they look sharp, and then when they're delivering their message points, it comes across sharp.
Yeah, I can see that. That helps. We've got a few minutes left in this segment, but before we close, I wanted you to give the audience a flavor of what they get in the boot camp. What does the boot camp entail? And before we do that, I want to make sure everybody gets a number for you. 305-962-7273. Right, Erin?
That's it. Direct to me.
Okay. What's the boot camp entail?
The way the boot camp was designed, because it's a paid-for day, we wanted to make sure that the CEO left with actual tools, knowledge, and contacts. So the right mix of those 3. So the deliverables that they actually can leave with is there's a couple different TV shows that are coming in that are going to do live interviews, business-based shows, so the CEO can actually walk away with 2 links of a television show interview that they can use in their marketing material. And also the hope is that, we either train them before they go into that interview, or we can give them a debriefing after that interview to give them some feedback. They'll get an investor PowerPoint presentation, a template for it to make sure that they're just sticking to simple facts and outlines and not getting too heady or too detailed where they're going to lose their audience. They're going to get a national and international press release on Uptick Newswire, which is a great service for publicly traded companies. They will get consult from a securities attorney talking about trends in security law. They will have a press release process communicated to them on how to effectively and efficiently put a press release process in place so they're continuously letting the public know what's happening with their company. There'll also be a woman there that focuses on social media and blogging. In today's world, you have to be on social media and blogging, and that's a very effective way to get in front of investors. And then the fun side of it, we're going to do a private wine room dinner, cocktail hour, and the venue is a beautiful hotel in the popular Delray Beach, beachfront, lunch, balcony in the room, really just a feel-good venue.
Wow. All right. Ed, any more questions?
I guess the other question would be that typically when you look at money shows and you look at individuals attending that and those people seeking capital, one of the things that stands out is that image. How do you improve the image of your CEOs?
I think collectively, everything at this boot camp will touch upon the overall image. And, they might not walk away from this boot camp totally transformed. It's practice makes perfect. But what this boot camp will do is emphasize the importance of their image and start giving them some training and resources to improve their image. We will even have, I forgot, we have so much going on at the boot camp. I forgot some of the other things. We will have stylists there that will actually physically give them a makeover, whether it be a cleanup, a hairstyle, some new fashion ideas. So everything from the appearance to the message points to some tools that they can walk away. And then just the confidence, and then this will be a very intimate event, so they can also network with the other CEOs that are attending. Only 10 are allowed in each boot camp. So, they could all talk about their challenges and what their experience is. So the idea is everything combined will ultimately improve their image and their confidence, which is very correlated to their image.
All right, let's take a little break, Erin, and talk about some case studies on the other side, all right?
Very good.
All right, we'll be right back on the other side of this break with Erin Heit, CEO IR Bootcamp. If you want to reach out to her, 305-962-7273, CEOIRBootcamp.com. We'll be right back with Ed Baxter, Michael Yorba, and Erin Heit.